Simple introduction to React Native with the RICOH Theta X. I have it connected right now to a fake theta, so you can follow the tutorial without the actual camera. If you do have a real camera, you can simply comment out the endpoint here in the app.js file, and I'll have the starter code for the tutorial for you soon. And you can run the commands with the actual physical camera. So I just took a picture with the physical camera. We can check out the files on the physical camera right here. Get the info from the RICOH Theta X real camera, as well as the state. And we'll cover some other commands as well. There are two different repositories we're going to use. The first is the reference repository for some of the commands for fake-theta. Here, and this is being built out by some of my colleagues. The starter code for the tutorial is at github.com, codetricity theta-j-demo. And in this case, I guess I'll use HTTPS. I copied it. And there's some pretty minimal README here. So let's go back to the command line. I'm going to clone it down. After you download the package, switch into it, then do npm install, npm install. Let's first get it running. npm start. This is React Native Expo. So I'm going to press the key A to start it open on the emulator that's on my left here. The application starts up. We can test it with the fake-theta API. It's using async IO, so there's a slight delay as it grabs the information from the internet. And there's a fake set of files here. You can also take a fake picture. I'm going to start a VS Code. So in the repository theta JavaScript, which is the command line version of it. So I'm going to try this one, which is to flip the state of the camera from image to video mode. All right, so I'm going to copy everything here. In VS Code, I'm going to go to the theta control. I'll create a new file. Set video button control.js. So I'll first drop it in. We'll set up a function. Set video button control. And we'll set up to a function. And we'll make it async. And we'll just enclose everything inside of it. So I'll move the curly bracket to the end. Format it. Over receive the URL endpoint so that we can switch back and forth. I'm going to change this to backtick. It's not a single quote. For string interpolation in JavaScript. Then I'll do Java $, the curly brackets, and I'll put the name of the variable in here. So we have the string here, the data, but it's actually a JavaScript object, so we're going to stringify it. Okay, so we've set up the controller part of the button. Now we can use this button in the GUI. I'm going to export this to allow us to import it. So it's the same name as the function right there. Let's go back to the app.js, which is the main file. It's kind of like the So we're going to import the name of the function. We just set video control button. And it automatically finds it. So now we should be able to use this. Let's look for the comment. That's the start of the second row of buttons. So I'm going to copy one of the buttons here, which is this example is line 64 to 75. So look for the button tag and also have a view container around it. I'm going to copy this into my clipboard. Right, so I should have a button right here. But the way this is, actually, let's copy the pick one. It's still saying picked. So I need to change it. So there's a string here. I'll just say video to switch it to video mode. And then we need to change the name of the function here, which is set video. What do I call it? This is called set video button control. Yeah. So we'll test it out here. And there's a bit of an error. Okay, so the error was that I had OSC here before. So right now it should be the URL endpoint and then commands execute. So now when we run the command, let's say test info or video, we'll switch it into the video mode. So we'll follow the same technique for the set the capture mode to image, except that it's almost identical. So we'll just copy this file. And we'll set the image button control. And instead of video, it will be image. And we'll set image and set image button control. The rest of it's the same. In app.js, we need to import the file. So we'll go import, and then it's these curly brackets, set image button control, and it's auto import for that specific file. Then we need to add the button. So we'll go down to the end and we'll select the button with the external view container, and I'll first drop it in for the layout. check it. There's now 2 videos because I haven't switched it. I'll just switch this one to image, and it's set image button control. And we'll check it out, and it appears to work. Okay, so we're going to switch it over to the physical camera. So I'm going to comment out the URL endpoint for fake-theta, and I will uncomment the URL endpoint for the physical camera, which is the 192.168 URL endpoint. So now connected to the physical camera, this is a RICOH THETA X with firmware 2.0. Everything's working great. You can see in the lower left-hand portion of the physical device screen, whether it's an image or video mode. We just took a picture. Everything seems working just great with the physical camera. Let's take another picture here. It's saving it to the local camera. In the lower left-hand corner, we can see that it switched into video mode. The icon right there in the lower left is changing from image to video. We can take the list of files with the dates so we can verify that it the current time that we took the picture. Just checking out video. So it seems very stable, and everything's working great with the physical camera. Join us at community.theta360.guide for further discussions on using the RICOH Theta API with React Native Expo.